Syntax helps me to understand data types, which are very, very important when you are starting out in programming. Most of the errors that you see beginners make is because of syntax error and type error. So if you understand this, your error will be minimal. So now, what is the first thing? The first thing is I did not understand OOP. Yes, I understand the declaring variable. Like I said, I started with Java, so you have to declare the variable with data type, and then we started from the variable to loop to conditional, control flow, and the rest of them. But then when it comes to OOP, I was completely off guard. I was completely out of the whole thing. I was confused and I did not understand. Why? Because I lacked that understanding of bringing what I started with to what I'm beginning. Okay, so I lack that understanding that I am now going into the complex aspect of programming, and that is one thing you must know. Understand OOP to the core. And OOP in simple terms is a programming paradigm that is used extensively in all programming languages. OOP is not just for one programming language. It's not just for Java alone. It's not for Python alone. It's not for C alone or C#. Okay, every programming language has OOP. And what do we mean by OOP? OOP is object-oriented programming. When you are building a program, for example, let's say you are building a banking system, you need to know that you are building it for somebody. That somebody has a name. That somebody has account balance. That somebody can deposit. That somebody can withdraw. Somebody can also transfer, send out, or even borrow. So for you to implement these things, you will need to use objects. So in programming, you use objects for things that play key role in your program. OOP is very, very important. It's not just for a single program. Now, the second thing I was doing wrong was overcomplicate things. How do I mean? I complicate things because I was confused with the technical jargons. Okay, hierarchy, shout, polymorphism. I was confused. Okay, but all of this makes you to understand that if you have a class, that class is going to perform some things, and then that class can be inherited by another class. That means that class make use of your methods and attributes and every detail that you have in there. Okay, can make use of all the attributes and methods you have in that class. Another class can inherit those things. Okay, all of this I will explain when I'm going deep. Okay, explaining OOP. But the mistake you must not make is to overcomplicate things. When you don't understand a single word, Google it. Find out what does it mean. When you say hierarchy, what does it mean? When you say child element, what does it mean? When you say method overriding, what do they mean? This help you to understand that you are in another phase of learning. Okay, and that is why we said that people who learn programming are not just people that learn once. So programming is a continuous learning. Okay, because programming languages revolve, things revolve. Okay, framework revolves. Are we together? So this makes you to understand that you need to understand this concept, but don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Okay, that you are not getting it. You're supposed to get it so quick. No, you can't get it so quick. It takes time. Even the people that build the program, it takes time. All right, and there are implementation here and there every single time. Okay, so don't overcomplicate things. Take it easy on yourself. Okay, so one step at a time. Understand class, understand method before you now begin to go into the technical jargons of hierarchy, polymorphism, and the rest of them. So this helps you to really learn, and as you journey, you begin to understand this key concept. I will discuss is not following language convention. Now listen very carefully. Every programming language has conventions. Okay, Java, for example, does not care about indentation. Okay, what is care about mostly is the data type. Okay, in Java you cannot combine a string data type with an integer data type. Okay, and if you do not understand how to implement a different data type, you'll be having problem. Okay, so I can't declare, if I declare a variable with, let's say, string, and I say name equal to Jacob, and I cannot come and say I want to change that to an integer. I can't come and say int name equal to, why? Because I've already declared that variable as a string data type. Java already taken that variable as a string data type. So when you are using it, you can't convert it back to an integer. Okay, you can't convert a string back to an integer. Understanding this helps you a lot. Comes to Python cares so much about indentation. Python does not care about data type. In a situation where you need to tell Python about your data type, you explicitly have to state it. Okay, but it doesn't care about data type, because if you say name equal to Jacob, you already know that that's a string data type. If you say age equal to 59, you already know that is an integer data type. You must now begin to know about indentation. Okay, Python does not joke with indentation, and this is very crucial. So understand language conventions. Understanding this language convention help you to know how to structure your code, how to write your code better. And that's why I'm happy that I started with Java, because Java helped me to understand these things. Okay, you have to understand how your data, the data type you are manipulating, how you are going to handle it at the end of the day. You have to take that into consideration. Okay, but if you are starting with Python, however you write it, always make sure that your indentation is proper. Okay, you are following the proper indentation, the convention that comes with that language. Okay, in Java, for example, you use curly braces, but Python use what? Colon. Okay, so this is very crucial, this is very important, and this will help you to know how to write your code better. So if you understand this, writing OOP becomes easy, because you know how to write your attributes, your methods, your method of type string or type integer when you are in Java, and your method, okay, when you are in Python. So this convention, understanding that convention of each of these languages, help you to really write a robust program. Now, the next one I want to talk about is writing code regularly. Write code regularly. Okay? Write code very regularly. If you don't write code regularly, you are going to make a lot of mistakes along the way. Don't allow a day to pass and you don't write code. Write code very regularly. This helps you to understand how these things work. Okay, the mistake you made today, but because you are writing it regularly, you know that you can't repeat that mistake again. So consistency. 3 hours every day is what I really advise every beginner to spend with any program they are writing. Always spend at least 3 hours writing program, either in Java, in Python, whatever language you are writing. Spend 3 hours, right? Okay, this help you to solidify your learning, to solidify your skills, and also help you to learn more. Write code always. Don't be on Twitter all day long and be joining, I don't know how to describe it anyway, but don't spend too much time on social media. Okay, don't spend too much time on social media. Spend too much time writing code. That way you make a whole lot of mistake and you make a whole lot of correction, and as you make a whole lot of correction, you are solidifying your skills, you are solidifying your learning journey. So take that into consideration. And the fourth one, if you have been following me down here, please kindly like and subscribe, please. Thank you. All right, the next one I will explain here is copy and paste. I copied and I pasted because I was confused and I needed to submit assignment. Yeah, so I copied actually, even though I don't know what, but then it's a mistake I made, and I do not want to repeat that again because it hurts me a lot. Okay, it hurts me a lot because I I was just copying what I don't know, all in the name of trying to do what I'm supposed to do. Am I saying that when you don't learn, when you don't know something, you shouldn't ask online or even ask people? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you are copying, at least understand what you are copying. Right now, as I am now, anything I copied from online, I already know, I already understand what I'm copying. In fact, before I even copy any code now, I already understand the error I'm having and what I am looking for. By me knowing that this is the error I'm having, I now know the solution I need. Always know what you are copying before you are pasting. But then it's not really advisable as a beginner to start copying and pasting. It's not really advisable. Data type. Understand data type. Like I started earlier, understand data type. Data type are very, very crucial. They are very, very important. If you don't understand the type of data type you are dealing with, how do you think you can manipulate? You can manipulate the data that is coming in or going out of your program. Let's take, for example, you are building a form that is collecting input from users. You are collecting phone number, you are collecting age, you are collecting location, you are collecting what's it called, country code and the like. So you must know that each of what I've just mentioned, each of them are what? Are different data type. The name is a string data type. It can't be an integer. The age is an integer data type. It can't be a string. But you are going to collect that input as a string format and convert it back to integer. Every input you are collecting from user come as a raw data, but you need to make a conversion. You need to manipulate it so that it can fit into every data type that you are going to collect. All right, you must understand this. You need to understand how data type works in any. Then syntax error are very common. I make that mistake. Can you imagine me writing a method, okay, and I did not close the curly brace? Okay, yes, I was writing a program in Java and I did not close the curly braces. The program is fine. I'm not having error. So where is this error coming from? It's because I did not close the curly braces. Okay, and because I did not close the curly brace, I was having errors. Okay, so always understand your syntax. Always understand the program syntax. To Java is curly braces, to Python is colon and indentation. You must know all of this. This is very, very crucial. There you have it. These are some of the common errors I made while learning OOP. If I understand data type, understand syntax, and I do not overthink it or researching too much about it, and I focus on writing program every day, I would have grown more than where I am today. So this is your opportunity so that you don't make my own mistake. In my next video, I will be discussing everything about OOP. It's going to be another series on its own because over the last few weeks, I've explained everything about beginners should know about programming in Python. So we are moving now to a more serious aspect of programming, and we are starting with OOP. You join me and see you soon. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, and don't forget to share. Love you.